Hello, hello. If you all are coming here from the Nova NAOS Part 1, you can see that we are basically doing this directly after it. As usual, make sure you follow me on Twitter, like, comment, all that sort of good stuff. I don't know. This is going to be the interesting games because Game 1 was about a 50-minute VOD review. Um, if I'm being honest, I think that NAOS kind of threw the game away early, right? Like, we talked about that god-awful turret dive. But like this is where things start getting really, really interesting. So we're gonna skip to the end of the draft here. Okay, so um, like I said last time, I like this, I like this, I like this. I like this, I like this, I like this. Again, Shen's still up, so if there was a Shen, that could be like something played here. Like I said last time, I don't like this because like they sort of got bailed out last time, I think, by now not picking Jax before they can ban it here. So to me, that was like, oh, that's not right. So I like this adjustment. I like that. Okay. So I like this adjustment already. I don't like this. I've been saying how much you cannot blind Camille. Camille is not a blindable champion right now. I think that that's sort of the conclusion that I'm coming to the more I'm watching her. Because, like, if y'all remember how I talked about her in game one, I was like, she's okay in certain scenarios, but, like, she just can't be blinded into everything. You need to know who you're playing her into, why you're playing her in that scenario, and, like, etc., etc. Stuff like that. She cannot be blinded right now. That is not who she is. Um, we see Kha'Zix here. We see Gragas. I like this. Like I said last game, I think the biggest issue for Nova in their draft, besides the Camille, was that they let the Gragas get banned here. So we'll see that adjustment there. Um, this also like, so here's the other thing about Jax. Not picking Xayah here makes this Jax pick way, 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 or makes this Vi pick way, way, way fucking better than it was, right? Because now you have like an idea of like, okay, we are going to engage on them. We are going to engage. We're going to run at them, and the only method of disengage they really have is the Gragas, and so right, I think this means that like in engaged mirror matches, basically to my how I think about it is like there are two win conditions in engagement matches, A or B. Let me redo that. A, and then B. A is you engage first, right? So like you have to just go first, and when you go first, you make it so that they can't get as much you know strength in terms of like being able to fight at you. And then B, I think is just like have a really good counter engage, right? Where you kite them out really hard. This is really fucking hard to be honest. I think that like counter engaging in the current meta is nearly impossible. I think that it really sucks. So I think it's gonna be a lot in this game. I'm gonna be like thinking about like who is engaging first and like are they getting enough to stop any sort of counter engages. Going into bans like the ban of the Vladimir, really really impactful last game. Did a lot of damage. Like the ban of the Xayah, like the ban of the Ezreal. And then I like the ban of the Kaisa. So now we get to talk about this little shit. I hate Ashe. I'm going to say that I think Ashe is one of the biggest debate champions besides Lee Sin. I have been maintaining this for I don't know how long. I flip flopped a little bit when I like saw how like it was with Ashe Evelyn because I really liked that. But I'm flip flopping back, especially in this composition. I hate Ashe. I hate Ashe in this team composition. Number one, you have no AP. Number two, if they draft a lane bully into Ashe, you're going to lose the game. So this Ashe is requiring you to get bailed out. We're going to talk about it in a later series, Trace Esports versus KBG. Ashe gets fucking piss stomped by any lane bully. Any lane bully. I can't wait. I am waiting for the fucking day that one of these fuckers locks Ashe, and then we just get immediately Draven Thresh. Just immediate. or like Draven support combo, because Draven is going to roll. He is going to just own, 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 own. Draven, please pick Draven, man. He rolls Ashe. Draven, but Draven is going to own this Ashe. Any sort of lane bully will own this Ashe. Anything that is not a scaler owns Ashe. Basically, because if you beat Ashe before she hits level 5, right? If you get 2 kills, 1 kill, like even just zone her off of XP a bunch, she doesn't get to play the game. She like literally becomes a useless champion. A nothing champion if she falls behind. And I hate that. I hate it. I hate Ashe. She gets bailed out here because they pick a double scaler here, right? And I don't like that. It makes sense within the team composition theming, right? Because Kha'Zix already scales. You have Camille who kind of wants to scale to the mid game. I don't like it. And then they pick Lucian here, which is just Lucian is very good. Jace's also works here. Any lane bully. I don't like blinding Kassadin. I think it's bad. Um, I think that you have to pick like the Akali here, but Nian can't really play it. I I actually would have liked a Jace here. I'm not gonna lie. I think Jace works here. You go full AP Varus, and then Gragas is some AP as well. I don't think that you need to be locked into an AP mid laner here. I don't really like the cast in here. Like overall, I think this is just a really fucking piss poor draft from both sides. And the piss poor drafts will continue until my morale improves, which it won't. Um, oh boy, I love Amtrak. Yeehaw, brother. I'd rather ride my horse. Okay. 5v5 mid. Okay, sure. So I'm pretty sure they're all spotted here, which means that there is no point to what they're doing. And then so basically they just do this to get the early reward blue, and then yeah, that's literally it. But yeah, I don't. So here's the thing. If you run 5 men mid, right? Okay, but this means that you have no protection on this extremity. You have no protection like down here if they want to like do a late invade or like drop a ward right here. They can drop a ward right here. Like you get one ward right there, but it's not worth it in terms of like they will 100% know where you start because you can't skip both of these camps in a full clear. I hate that. I actually don't like that at all. What are we looking at for rewards or for runes here? Still going blue on Camille, same Kha'Zix wards. Kassadin going full green, makes sense. Varus going blue is interesting. Mana flow band wants that, I assume. Sweet Tooth isn't bad. Love the demolish energy, the big demolish energy. Big fan of the BDE here. Big demolish energy. We love that. And then what? We got Lucian. Interesting Lucian going overgrowth here. That's not something you commonly see. Vi going demolish as well. Interesting. So double demolish here. So these guys are aiming to punish super hard early game. I don't know if this is like a preset, like they talked about it, and like, hey, we're gonna go double demolish, try to get a ton of turret plates. But like, especially if they make a play mid here, or like, I guess make a play bot, because like, I think this bot lane is probably losing, because like, I think Varus comes online slightly later than Ashe. I like this a lot. I'm, I'm a big fan of junglers taking demolish as long as they get to actually use it. Normal stuff for Jax as well. Yeah, I like this all. I don't think there's any like major issue. Uh, I'd also like to see Gragas not take water walking because, as everybody knows, I'm a water walking hater. But yeah, again, you can just see here, Ashe is struggling in the early lane. So they know that Vi started red here because I don't see her on blue. It's one of those process of elimination things. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Yomi just actually walks into Miru here. Wait, this is funny. This is I don't I don't. Why does Long do this? is he cooking? So you can see there, he uses his W to get over the wall. There's no guarantee that Mirmu like decided to back here. I guess this is just luck. This is an insane amount of sin from these two. Nova from Yami and Long. I hate it. I hate it. Does he get a Q or just an auto? Flash. Oh, that's okay. So let's first of all I gotta fucking give credit to the credit where credit is due here. This is an insane flash reaction time wise. Cause like if he auto Qs here, I think he's dead. But yeah. On the other hand, Vi is getting fucked here. So probably gonna lose her blue buff. She could go this way because they know that actually Vi's fine here. So the reason that I was like, oh, Vi's probably fucked here is because she's gonna go this way. They know that they're invading though, so she can make a counterplay towards this side of the map, right? They have the ward on Gromp, so they know that there's nobody over there right now. So yeah, Vi's actually fine here. Basically, they're just gonna trade. It's gonna be a east to west, west to east pathing. Friendly reminder, in case any of the WRLA casters watch this, I fucking doubt it though. This is a north to south, south to north pathing. This is not a south to north, north to south pathing. This is west to east, east to west. Because north, south. They're going north to south-ish again. And this is east, west. They're going from the east to the west. It's a bit fucking confusing because they run at angles, but that's how I think of it. So you can also say top down or side to side, which I think makes a lot more sense. I'm gonna grab the Gromp as well. Do they try to regank? Because Long will have level 3. So yeah, you can see. So that's good to know for me at least. You can see that Margot doesn't react to that, even though he's definitely on vision. They see Long when he comes out of the bush though, so they just walk backwards and then get out of there. You can see Calm already up to like 200 gold. Damn. It's almost like Jack's Camille is fucking unplayable. So yeah. They zone Mimu off wave early, right? So he doesn't get level 3. And then because he doesn't have a level 3, they're able to redive, get the regank. And then once that happens, he's dead. He's gonna miss this big ass fucking wave. Now that is troll by Helper. I'm pretty sure he thinks he gets out of turret range here. Because turret range is probably like right about here. Hold up. Let's go back. I meant to fuck, I can't. Okay, so you can see here, that's where turret range is. So right there, he thinks he gets out of turret range. Again, hopefully this is pretty easy to see, but you can see how he like walks this way. I'm pretty sure he's like, oh, I got out of turret range, and then he's like, oh shit, I did not. Because otherwise there's no reason for him to turn back around. It doesn't make sense, right? Just grabbing another sip of water. So again, because they showed bot, they have another opportunity to make a play mid, and again, Nian's just getting pissed stomped right now, so not a lot. He's not having a great time. Did Vi make a demolish proc earlier? No. Okay. So Vi goes straight here. So all of this turret damage, right? All of this turret damage, right, is straight up off of Lucian cast, right? So this is how bad the fucking matchup is, where Mitsura is literally just piss stomping Nian in this matchup. I'm also not 100% confident that Neon is actually playing this matchup correctly, but since we don't have any vision on him, I have to assume. I don't want to assume that he's playing it poorly, but like I want to just highlight how fucking impossible this matchup is for Caston. And then Vi's gonna get another demolish proc, which is probably another turret plate. It's not 600, I believe, is the last turret plate. But again, So what Nova have basically done here is they've traded off one piss stomping blade for another. And that's why I don't love Cassidon, because if you had picked like an Akali or literally anything else that just like if you pick like a Garen, right? Like let's say you pick Garen and you're just picking a guy who's gonna like sit there in Garen is what I call a mid champion, right? He's never gonna win, but he's never gonna lose. And so like if you just pick somebody who's never gonna win, never gonna lose in terms of like mid laners, why is it like Akali, you know? You're in a much better scenario, I think. Again, we get to watch Helper get owned here. You can see right there, the double turnaround makes me think that he was just like, oh, I'm out of turret range, and then he was not actually out of turret range, which is a big blunder, by the way, because this gold lead would be like 700 without that. It's interesting that top lane has evened out at this point. In fact, Yi's is now ahead. Again, I wish we had a fucking actual view so that I could tell you what's happening in these laning phases. Instead of just being like, oh, it's interesting that he's ahead now. Because, like, to do that, I'd need to actually fucking watch a more specific view. Or I'd have to do. I'm gonna be honest, I probably could, and if y'all are interested in this, feel free to comment, but I probably could just try to guess based off of, like, how many minions there are and shit, what's going on, like, just based off of the minimap, but I don't really want to do that, because that seems like it's gonna be a massive pain in the ass. The secondary clears coming in, so you can see that these camps are respawning. He probably doesn't have timers on these camps because he's never been down that way. So I'd like to see him just at least like walk through here once, get vision on when these timers are, and then he can go grab them. Unless he's trying to time them out himself. So mid prio, move bot, El Clasico. Oh, grabbing the scuttle. Grabbing the scuttle immediately on respawn. Makes sense. Oh, and they get a. So they get Nash arrow onto helper. Yami with a good body block. Flash auto. So get the arrow onto helper. Yeah, you can see Yami's just sitting there body blocking the Lucian ult. And then that's a nice flash auto from Fate. And then it looks like they're turning on a Margot. Really good timing since all of his camps have just respawned. Again, look at just how fucking unplayable that matchup is. At least early. Like once once the Cassidon scales to a certain extent, he will just start nuking the Lucian, which is kind of how the matchup goes. But I don't think it's worth it for how much advantage the Lucian gets this in this early game. Uh, Again, I want to point out that Ashe got fucking piss stomped by a scaler. We're gonna talk about it more in the Trace versus KBG series, but like, people, I don't know how much the casters are glazing here. I'm gonna be honest. I have no clue if this Mirmu guy is actually good at Ashe or not. But they were like, oh yeah, he's probably the best Ashe in SEA. And if this is the best Ashe in SEA, I'd like to point out that she still got fucking piss stomped. And like, it's not fucking playable, man. Can we stop coping? Like, Arrow is not that worth it. And like, I think most of the time, if you do get an arrow, it's because the enemy team fucked up. Like, I think Yami should have tanked that arrow 100% of the time, but I just don't think he was ready for it. Okay, starting up Rift Herald, trading for Mountain Drake. I don't love giving Mountain Drake here, if I'm being honest. Especially because you have two assassins, right? So like, I don't love giving Mountain Drake when you have assassins on your team. And like even then, like Varus is like really heavily on like if enemy gets a bunch of armor or MR, it's really hard for him to play the game. Camille's fine. She does a fuck ton of true damage, and Gragas doesn't do any damage anyway, so it's like whatever. But I don't love giving Mountain Drake in this scenario. I think that it's just not worth it. I'd rather see them contest straight up. I also think that that Ash is like 80 billion gold behind, and like you can keep Lucian occupied down here, and I think that's more worth it to try to take that fight. Chains of Corruption goes out. Oh, there's the stun. So Cassinder gets CC chained. So what we're probably going to see here is just long drop Rift Herald right here. They're going to push it out that way and then move on with their lives. Yeah, so I don't know. First of all, NAOS, look, if you ever get hit by this as a team, this means that you're relatively inexperienced. Um, for those of you that remember Void series, I talked about it a little bit in that. We had like this good old 5-minute rant on the team flash strategy, which was have Coyote get Prio, get Herald, drop it, and then wall bot. And that's what they do here, right? Where they just wall bot and then they run this way. And if the moment you get caught by this, I'm like, oh, you're a noob. Yeah, like you cannot let yourself get owned by this. This is like the El Clasico in terms of macro strategies. So I also don't love that Long isn't immediately clearing this wave because like I think you could probably get this turret if I'm being honest. They are showing no effort to go push that wave out. Like I understand that he's assuming that they're going to recall, but they're being insanely greedy and just like not recalling, right? So I plus like it's you Ash. You see 3 bot here, right? Yeah. He knows that like there are 3 bot here and they're gonna show up on vision, so I don't love this play if I'm being honest. I would much rather see uh I would much rather see him push in for that like second mid turret. As long you don't need to as long as you don't get in him. Getting in him is bad here. But like just pushing him for the secondary mid turret is really valuable. Because like it means that you can end the game off of 1 Baron. That's what that means, right? I think that that's why you really want to take this down. Because if you take that down, you get the privilege of that's literally what it is. It's the advantage of like if you get Baron, you end the game. So that's what I would have done. He's the best jungler in the world though, so whatever. Um, I also don't love this because like a 3-man bot means you go 1-for-1 in terms of turrets and plates. Although this is shared between a fuck ton of people, for Long it only got shared with no one else, right? So it only went on him. So it's gonna be Long and friends for the rest of the game. Like meanwhile, this lets them get back into the game. Also, this Lucian is incredibly fed. I meant to circle Mitsuru, not Fate. Right, because he's gotten all those plates in mid, shared some with Fate, and then he got all of these plates in bot, split shared with Margot, Fate. So a lot of stuff going on there. You need to leverage mid prio here. You need to make roams and help this Kassadin out. Otherwise, this is going to continue to happen. Really good CC chain though. Like nice flash ult. So I'll give them that much, and then they're gonna catch out Helper here as well. I don't know why the fuck Helper is here if I'm being honest. This to me is like dog awful pathing. You have to just walk backwards here. Like you either have to walk backwards towards your support or walk straight backwards here, right? So like you have to walk this way or this way. The moment you walk this way, so we'll say, I think you should be walking this way, because then you can flash over this wall. I don't know if he has flash. I'm assuming he does, and then you're safe, right? Like if they follow you, they're gonna have to burn flashes, and also you have Yami to protect you. Or you just walk back this way towards mid, right? Where it's like Long is up here somewhere, and so you have some protection. When you walk this way, suddenly there's no one around you. You're walking away from your only source of protection, and like I understand he's like, oh, well, I don't want to bait the Ornn ultimate into him. Then just flash the Ornn ult. I don't know. I don't love this. I think it's really fucking bad. I'm gonna assume he actually doesn't have flash. In that case, I think he still probably should have just walked like back here, Because like even then he can be protected by his teammates. I just don't like this because it feels like he's walking away from the safety that he has in terms of Yami. Neander stopped the story recall. Okay. I don't think he needed to flash this. I don't know. That's a tough one. I generally don't love burning hook shot there either. I think you kind of have to give this up earlier, but I mean, he's definitely finished out Zombie Ward at this point, so take what you can get. Interesting skipping Edge of Night this game. Or at least skipping it for now. I like this because, like, they have double squishy and, like, Ash Lucian both have a lot of poke, so I don't think it's as valuable. I think he just goes in, like, half a second too early there. Like, probably expecting Drag Swap Counter-Strike. Also a nice futile attempt to defend the turret. Okay, I need to see this shit again, because this is just, like, is this just incredibly unlucky, or is this just, like, some big brain shit that I don't understand? So he's finishing clearing wave. So there are two scenarios here, and I will let you all believe what you will. I don't know if he's commented on this in terms of like what the fuck happened. Scenario A is that this is just insane. Scenario let me A luck. I'm inclined to believe that NAOS has been getting slightly lucky. And then scenario B is skill. So scenario B is that like so scenario A is that he just got lucky here and he's like, well, he's probably in this area and then fuck it, we ball. Or like he's like, I want to check red side because we just saw long over in this area, so like let's see what's over here. Scenario B is that he somehow timed out how long it'd take Nian to walk up here, like he knows like movement speeds and shit, which is like I think incredibly nerdy, and if he knows that, he's insanely smart. No clue. I don't think that that's what he knew, but we'll see. Also interesting, he's going Aftershock this game. I didn't notice that. I thought it said he went Conqueror earlier. Maybe that's my bad, just not paying attention. Good QSS from Yami, but once you burn the QSS, you're vulnerable to Ornn Vi. Good play there. I don't know. Just a nice gank. Nice gank. And then they're just going to continue to run it down mid, baby. This is not a great scenario for Nova. So first of all, you lose this turret, which was really valuable, right? Like I said, one Baron ends the game at this point. Number two, it is about 15 to 30 seconds until Drake, I think. Oh wait, no. There's no way. There's no way Drake timer is that short. What the fuck? Oh, this is a 5-minute timer. That's why I'm fucked up. Okay. Drake is coming up relatively soon, and like now it's just got a huge gold swing from that. So I'm also like, why did they seed this turret so easily? Like, there is no one here to help. To me, this is just really weird to give up this turret easily. We've seen also that packing up is super strong right now. Just like going together is like 3 or 4. We're gonna talk about this in the KBG Trace Esports game. For those of you that are interested in that, don't. I am alluding to that series a lot because I cannot fucking wait to talk about it. It's gonna be super interesting. I wanted to talk about this one first though, because I try to go through these in chronological order a lot of the time because I think that that's just a little bit easier to do. But I don't understand like why they don't necessarily group up as much Nova. It feels like they're playing super split. At least to me. And again, the bigger issue here is Nows can like push wave out to here, drop mid prio, and then like start up a Drake or something. And by the time they get to here, they will finish the Drake, so there's not gonna be able to any like there's no punish play on dropping mid prio for Nova. But if they drop mid prio right for Nova, they're gonna have to worry about like losing the game. Holy shit, hiccups! This is like my second spree of hiccups today. I have not been living my best life. I mean, love to see that. Nice play from Yan. Maybe I shouldn't have drank so much water. I'm also thirsty as fuck right now, so. So, the reason that Long is 700 gold ahead still is, again, all of those turret plates. Um, again, Ashe, not valuable at all here. She hasn't done anything. She's gotten, like, one good arrow. She got, like, 2 good arrows, so I'll give her that. But, like, she has not been of actual value here that, like, I think another ADC couldn't replicate, so I'm not a huge fan of that. Holy shit. We gotta end this quickly so that I can get these fucking hiccups out of my system. Praying that drinking more water stops my hiccups. It did not. So this is a bit unfortunate because I'm pretty sure that Yami accidentally baits Long here. Cause it looks like this arrow is aiming for Yami. And then when he like goes this way, it like says, "Oh, well, fuck it. We'll see like if the casting like we'll see if there's anybody down here if I can hit the cast in." Because they have no vision over Long, right? And so Long just accidentally like clips it. Is what it looks like. Yeah, so like you can see here, Hawk shot. Now they have vision over it, and then like Yami sort of baits it into Long, which is unfortunate. Again, this here is good. Like I love the Vi Flash R. Is she the one with Meteor? If she is, I like that. I think that's really cool. If I'm pretty sure Vi has Meteor, and I love that as a tech. I think that's great. And then at this point, this means Ice Drake is guaranteed even over. Also going to steal a bunch of jungle camps, which is what you should do if you do get a kill in the enemy jungle and they have the jungle camps up. That was a nice arrow. So we'll say that's 3 for Vi, or for Ashe at this point in time. But at the same time, I don't think that, like, if you want to tell me that, like, Ashe hasn't been a complete liability throughout the first 3 minutes of the game, you are lying. That is just not true. So, I don't believe anyone when they say Ashe is good. Because she just loses too hard in the early game to be sustainable. Stace is there, coming in clutch for Mitsuru. And then Long has to flash out as well. Again, he's like turbo ahead, but like so is Lucian. So like if you all again consider that if Lucian was playing a harder matchup, Long gets that kill, which is the truth. Because Lucian only has that extra like 1.1k gold to buy stasis because he was playing against the Cassidon early and just was able to piss stomp lane. So, yep, not a huge fan of Cassidon right now, especially blind. I'm going to say that I think Nova's biggest issue in draft has just been blinding stuff that can't be blinded. Like, you can't blind Camille. There's no way you can blind Cassidon. I'm also, like, blind Kha'Zix is like, I let it slide because it's long, and, like, he's just built different, but I don't love it, man. I'm, like, not a fan. Yeah. Like I said, Ash also suffers from the curse of like if someone has mobility, that means it's really hard to actually get an arrow onto them. So that we saw that there where like Ash just fired one at Long and Long was just like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna W out of the way. That said, this is fucking playing with fire. Because you know Vi's there. And like at this point it fades, they know you're there because they see you at first on the ward. Right? The ward gets put down, and then after about half a second, you'll see that it gets the disabled symbol above it. Right there. This is the disabled symbol for those of you that are interested in like that means it's not providing vision, but they know he's there, right? So when he walks out, it's going to pop on again, and then they're like, okay, cool, he's still there. We just go, right? Q R, even if he's invisible, they're still gonna hit you. And then at this point, what the fuck happens there? Does he get knocked over the wall or does he flash? I can't. Sorry, we're gonna have to frame by frame this. So he Qs? I think he Qs over the wall here. Yeah, so he Qs over the wall and then he just gets knocked back. So again, Yami is knocking more people to get this man off Gragas. What can he even play? I've been a For those of you that know, I've been a staunch Yami defender for months, but like, what can he play? I don't think he plays Alistar. It doesn't look like he plays Ornn. His Gragas hasn't looked great. Like, I think it's been more of a liability than a anything this season in the games we've seen it. I don't know. Is it time for Nova Wake Up? Is that what I'm hearing? For those of you that don't know, I'm trying to engineer a scenario where Wake Up and Long are on the same team. Uh, it'd be extremely funny if they were both on KBG with Anran, or if Anran was on Nova. Like if we brought like Nian to Nova and then Wake Up to Nova, which would never happen. But I think it'd be very funny. I also do apologize for how scuffed this has been. I was not expecting to have the hiccups as I was recording a VOD review. It's part of the it's part of the atmosphere though. This is a catch out. Looks like they've got him. Yeah, they've got him. So catch out him with the Ash Arrow, but you give up Baron. Again, this reeks of NAOS being inexperienced. I think they've looked good. Like I said, I think they've looked good here. I just think they reek of like just inexperience. Like they just don't have that like guy who's been around for a fucking minute and like knows what's going on. Cuz this like I understand wanting to catch him out, but the moment Fate shows here, they can burst Baron. Again, I'm going to say that I don't think Naos is super familiar with the jungle clear that Kha'Zix is able to do, right? Because they're just bursting Baron down. And then there's no play. Yep, can't kill the Kha'Zix, but I mean, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot that happens until Infernal at this point. We should just see Nova trying to push out the waves. I hate that you don't have the so you're playing against a lethality Kha'Zix. I think you want to stack HP here. I don't understand why Margot has completed Dawn Shroud over Warmog's armor. I also don't love Comet in the matchup. So, like I said earlier, I think of the Vibi's comment, it's very smart. I hate the Ornbine comment because he just loses to Gragas Cask. Um, although Yami has not been that guy on Gragas, but I think it's still like just way insanely disrespectful to just be like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy the QSS. So along with the wings upgraded. I also don't love that they're not pushing out Top Wave, but the Drake is in like half a second. There was no play there, man. You can't be serious with these. I don't like Yami on the Garaguno. I think Homeboy needs to get off the Gragas or like get on some fucking mechanics trainers. He has not been great on this Gragas. Get him in the fucking lab. Get him watching the wake up VODs. So they do get the Infernal Drake, but the game is really hard to play at this point. Oh wait, is this the? I think this is the game. No, it's the game 3, isn't it? I don't remember. We'll talk about. Don't worry. There's a very specific moment that I'm gonna break down because I talked about it on stream. It's fucking heartbreaking for long, but I think it's this game actually. I mean, they get the kill, they get the win as well as the Drake. The team fight's about even, but they got nothing out of that Baron, which like feels awful. Like I would have rather they just they can't push. See, here's the issue. The issue with losing these two Drakes is that you can't get anything out of the Baron. Because you want Yaz pushing top wave to get that hull breaker, but he can't effectively push top wave if the Drake is happening. And you cannot give Drake if you're Nova here, because then you give over Mountain Soul, and Mountain Soul means that Long cannot do his one job, which is to assassinate people. So I don't love that. Long wins the Smite fight, and then Nian, like, he's doing good stuff in terms of being able to kill people with the Kassadin, but I don't know. It's also a really nice stasis here because it lets Long get out of the fight and then back in. So we are now, I think this is the game. Oh, so again, you can just see Long on the Kha'Zix, baby. So, the fuck? So this team fight is like very good, right? Because immediately we see Mitsura annihilated. And then I don't love this from Yami. Cause like I feel like Long has like used his ultimate, so it's and his Q E. Yeah, his W. No, his E. His E. He's used his jump, so it's really hard for him to get in and out of the fight. And then I think they just go in like way too deep here. Yeah, I think they just go in way too deep. It's a really nice arrow and then knock up CC combo, and then that gets both Nian and Yami dead because Ash is just free firing. So yeah, don't love that. And then at this point, they just kind of have to back off. But Baron's up, so we're gonna skip ahead slightly because Fate starts up Baron. They have vision. Wait, when did Long die? Oh my! This little fucking cheeser. So this is just a cheese play. I don't like this. Like, you can't be doing this, man. You're already down numbers. Again, this is what I talk about when I like talk about like you can tell I think when Long feels like he has to make a play. Like that to me is inting at the highest degree. But like I feel like it's very clear that Long and like this was the case in the KBG games too if you go watch my VOD reviews of those. But like Long isn't necessarily playing on tilt because I call it tilting in that game, which I think is also fair because there's definitely some tilt in that game. But like it feels like he has to make a big play for this team. Like he has to carry. And that leads to some like really like inaccurate moments in terms of like actually making the right play. 'Cause, like that's not the right play there. It's like a play you make in ranked. But like to me it screams that he feels like he has to do that because he's worried about like how the game is going to go if they don't actually even the score there. Which like I feel like you have to trust your team there and be like, we can fight this at Elder or whatever. Same with like right there. Like look at how many times he's going in solo. And that's game over also, by the way, so. The fuck was that flash? Hold up, what? Why does he flash? Oh, he's trying to flash and stop to save the stop the jack. Just trying to flash stop the jacks there. I mean that's okay, I guess. I don't know. Again, the reason that this game goes south so quickly is I want to say it's not like it's the fucking Long making hero plays, which like I think he feels like he has to do. This is not me being some sort of fucking deep psychologist though. Like I am again, I'm not in their fucking room. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't speak Chinese. But like I'm trying to highlight that I think Nova is like they're they're playing so weird. Cause like if Long is the carry, I want them to like put more resources into him and let them play like just fucking let him like play a Neela or something. Put him on Neela, like let him cook and like let him play that really really heavy carry role, but like they're not doing that right now. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of how this game went. Um, Again, these raw reviews have been really quick, so I might go a little bit more in depth for the last one, but like I said, I do want to make these videos slightly faster. I feel like an hour and 30 minutes is just too fucking long. So if you all liked it, please let me know. I apologize for hiccuping. We will probably come back with game 3 once I have stopped dying. Have a nice day.